I seek refuge with Allah from the accursed shaitan. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful, and I do not seek to free myself from blame, for indeed the soul is ever inclined to evil, except those shown mercy by my Lord. Surely my Lord is all forgiving, most merciful. The king said, bring him to me. I will employ him exclusively in my service. And when Joseph spoke to him, the king said, today you are highly esteemed and fully trusted by us. Joseph proposed, put me in charge of the storehouses of the land, for I am truly reliable and adept. This is how we established Joseph in the land to settle wherever he pleased. We shower our mercy on whoever we will, and we never discount the reward of the good doers, and the reward of the hereafter is far better for those who are faithful and are mindful of Allah. And Joseph's brothers came and entered his presence. He recognized them, but they were unaware of who he really was. When he had provided them with their supplies, he demanded, bring me your brother on your father's side. Do you not see that I give full measure, and I am the best of hosts? But if you do not bring him to me next time, I will have no grain for you, nor will you ever come close to me again. They promised, we will try to convince his father to let him come. We will certainly do our best. Joseph ordered his servants to put his brother's money back into their saddlebags, so that they would find it when they returned to their family, and perhaps they would come back. When Joseph's brothers returned to their father, they pleaded, our father, we have been denied further supplies, so send our brother with us so that we may receive our measure, and we will definitely watch over him. He responded, should I trust you with him as I once trusted you with his brother Joseph? But only Allah is the best protector, and he is the most merciful of the merciful. When they opened their bags, they discovered that their money had been returned to them. They argued, our father, what more can we ask for? Here is our money, fully returned to us. Now we can buy more food for our family. We will watch over our brother, and obtain an extra camel load of grain. That load can be easily secured. Jacob insisted, I will not send him with you until you give me a solemn oath by Allah that you will certainly bring him back to me, unless you are totally overpowered. Then after they had given him their oaths, he concluded, Allah is a witness to what we have said. He then instructed them, O my sons, do not enter the city all through one gate, but through separate gates. I cannot help you against what is destined by Allah in the least. It is only Allah who decides. In him I put my trust, and in him let the faithful put their trust. Then when they entered as their father had instructed them, this did not help them against the will of Allah whatsoever. It was just a desire in Jacob's heart which he satisfied. He was truly blessed with great knowledge because of what we had taught him. But most people have no knowledge. When they entered Joseph's presence, he called his brother Benjamin aside, and confided to him, I am indeed your brother Joseph, so do not feel distressed about what they have been doing. When Joseph had provided them with supplies, he slipped the royal cup into his brother's bag. Then a herald cried, O people of the caravan, you must be thieves. They asked, turning back, what have you lost? The herald along with the guards replied, we have lost the king's measuring cup, and whoever brings it will be awarded a camel load of grain. I guarantee it. Joseph's brothers replied, by Allah, you know well that we did not come to cause trouble in the land, nor are we thieves. Joseph's men asked, what should be the price for theft if you are lying? Joseph's brothers responded, the price will be the enslavement of the one in whose bag the cup is found. That is how we punish the wrongdoers. Joseph began searching their bags, before that of his brother Benjamin, then brought it out of Benjamin's bag. This is how we inspired Joseph to plan. He could not have taken his brother under the king's law, but Allah had so willed. We elevate in rank whoever we will, but above those ranking in knowledge is the one all-knowing. To distance themselves, Joseph's brothers argued, if he has stolen, so did his full brother before. But Joseph suppressed his outrage, revealing nothing to them, and said to himself, you are in such an evil position, and Allah knows best the truth of what you claim. They appealed, O chief minister, he has a very old father, so take one of us instead. We surely see you as one of the good doers. Joseph responded, Allah forbid that we should take other than the one with whom we found our property. Otherwise, we would surely be unjust. When they lost all hope in him, they spoke privately. The eldest of them said, do you not know that your father had taken a solemn oath by Allah from you? nor how you failed him regarding Joseph before, so I am not leaving this land until my father allows me to, or Allah decides for me, for he is the best of judges. Return to your father, and say, O our father, your son committed theft. We testify only to what we know. We could not guard against the unforeseen. To ask the people of the land where we were, and the caravan we traveled with. We are certainly telling the truth. He cried, No, your souls must have tempted you to do something evil. So I am left with nothing but beautiful patience. I trust Allah will return them all to me. Surely He alone is the all-knowing, all-wise. He turned away from them, lamenting, Alas, poor Joseph, and his eyes turned wide out of the grief he suppressed. They said, By Allah, you will not cease to remember Joseph until you lose your health or even your life. He replied, I complain of my anguish and sorrow only to Allah, and I know from Allah what you do not know. O my sons, go and search diligently for Joseph and his brother, and do not lose hope in the mercy of Allah, for no one loses hope in Allah's mercy except those with no faith. When they entered Joseph's presence, they pleaded, O chief minister, we and our family have been touched with hardship, and we have brought only a few worthless coins, but please give us our supplies in full, and be charitable to us. Indeed, Allah rewards the charitable. He asked, Do you remember what you did to Joseph and his brother in your ignorance? They replied in shock, Are you really Joseph? He said, I am Joseph, and here is my brother Benjamin. Allah has truly been gracious to us. Surely, whoever is mindful of Allah and patient, then certainly Allah never discounts the reward of the good doers. They admitted, By Allah, Allah has truly preferred you over us, and we have surely been sinful. Joseph said, There is no blame on you today. May Allah forgive you. He is the most merciful of the merciful. Go with this shirt of mine, and cast it over my father's face, and he will regain his sight. Then come back to me with your whole family. When the caravan departed from Egypt, their father said to those around him, You may think I am senile, but I certainly sensed the smell of Joseph. They replied, By Allah, you are definitely still in your old delusion. But when the bearer of the good news arrived, he cast the shirt over Jacob's face, so he regained his sight. Jacob then said to his children, Did I not tell you that I truly know from Allah what you do not know? They begged, O our father, pray for the forgiveness of our sins. We have certainly been sinful. He said, I will pray to my Lord for your forgiveness. He alone is indeed the all-forgiving, most merciful. When they entered Joseph's presence, he received his parents graciously and said, Enter Egypt, Allah willing in security. Then he raised his parents to the throne, and they all fell down in prostration to Joseph, who then said, O my dear father, this is the interpretation of my old dream. My Lord has made it come true. He was truly kind to me when he freed me from prison, and brought you all from the desert after Satan had ignited rivalry between me and my siblings. Indeed, my Lord is subtle in fulfilling what he wills. Surely, he alone is the all-knowing, all-wise. My Lord, you have surely granted me authority and taught me the interpretation of dreams, O originator of the heavens and the earth. You are my guardian in this world and the hereafter. Allow me to die as one who submits, and join me with the righteous. That is from the stories of the unseen, which we reveal to you, O Prophet. You were not present when they all made up their minds, and when they plotted against Joseph. And most people will not believe, no matter how keen you are, even though you are not asking them for a reward for this Quran. It is only a reminder to the whole world. How many signs in the heavens and the earth do they pass by with indifference? And most of them do not believe in Allah without associating others with Him in worship. Do they feel secure that an overwhelming torment from Allah will not overtake them, or that the hour will not take them by surprise when they least expect it? Say, O Prophet, this is my way. I invite to Allah with insight. I and those who follow me. Glory be to Allah, and I am not one of the polytheists. We only sent before you, O Prophet, men inspired by us from among the people of each society. Have the deniers not traveled through the land to see what was the end of those destroyed before them? And surely the eternal home of the hereafter is far better for those mindful of Allah. Will you not then understand? And when the messengers despaired, and their people thought the messengers had been denied help, our help came to them at last. We then saved whoever we willed, and our punishment is never averted from the wicked people. In their stories, there is truly a lesson for people of reason. This message cannot be a fabrication, rather it is a confirmation of previous revelation, a detailed explanation of all things, a guide, and a mercy for people of faith. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. Alif Lam Mim Ra. These are the verses of the book. What has been revealed to you, O Prophet, from your Lord, is the truth. But most people do not believe. It is Allah who has raised the heavens without pillars, as you can see, then established himself on the throne. He has subjected the sun and the moon, each orbiting for an appointed term. He conducts the whole affair. He makes the signs clear so that you may be certain of the meeting with your Lord. And he is the one who spread out the earth and placed firm mountains and rivers upon it, and created fruits of every kind in pairs. He covers the day with night. Surely in this are signs for those who reflect. And on the earth there are different neighboring tracts, gardens of grapevines, various crops, palm trees, some stemming from the same root, others standing alone. They are all irrigated with the same water, yet we make some taste better than others. Surely in this are signs for those who understand. Now if anything should amaze you, O Prophet, then it is their question. When we are reduced to dust, will we really be raised as a new creation? It is they who have disbelieved in their Lord. It is they who will have shackles around their necks, and it is they who will be the residents of the fire. They will be there forever. They ask you, O Prophet, to hasten the torment rather than grace, though there have already been many torments before them. Surely your Lord is full of forgiveness for people, despite their wrongdoing, and your Lord is truly severe in punishment. The disbelievers say, if only a sign could be sent down to him from his Lord. You, O Prophet, are only a warner, and every people had a guide. Allah knows what every female bears, and what increases and decreases in the wombs, and with him everything is determined with precision. He is the knower of the seen and the unseen, the all-great, most exalted. It is the same to him, whether any of you speaks secretly or openly, whether one hides in the darkness of night or goes about in broad daylight. For each one there are successive angels before and behind, protecting them by Allah's command. Indeed, Allah would never change a people's state of favor until they change their own state of faith. And if it is Allah's will to torment a people, it can never be averted, nor can they find a protector other than him. He is the one who shows you lightning, inspiring you with hope and fear, and produces heavy clouds. The thunder glorifies his praises, as do the angels in awe of him. He sends thunderbolts, striking with them whoever he wills, yet they dispute about Allah. And he is tremendous in might, calling upon him alone is the truth. But those idols the pagans invoke besides him can never respond to them in any way. It is just like someone who stretches out their hands to water, asking it to reach their mouths, but it can never do so. The calls of the disbelievers are only in vain. To Allah alone bow down in submission all those in the heavens and the earth, willingly or unwillingly, as do their shadows, morning and evening. Ask them, O Prophet, who is the Lord of the heavens and the earth? Say, Allah. Ask them, why then have you taken besides him lords who cannot even benefit or protect themselves? Say, can the blind and the sighted be equal? Or can darkness and light be equal? Or have they associated with Allah partners who supposedly produced a creation like his, leaving them confused between the two creations? Say, Allah is the creator of all things, and he is the one, the supreme. He sends down rain from the sky, causing the valleys to flow, each according to its capacity. The currents then carry along rising foam, similar to the slag produced from metal, that people melt in the fire for ornaments or tools. This is how Allah compares truth to falsehood. The worthless residue is then cast away, but what benefits people remains on the earth. This is how Allah sets forth parables. Those who respond to the call of their Lord will have the finest reward. As for those who do not respond to him, even if they were to possess everything in the world twice over, they would certainly offer it to ransom themselves. They will face strict judgment, and hell will be their home. What an evil place to rest!